Guys, when Savannah Swags over at Rosecraft Blades said that she was going to send me some knives, I don't know what I was expecting, but I definitely wasn't expecting this. This is the ADJUTA, the Rosecraft Blades ADJUTA, and I gotta say, it is possibly one of the best little folding outdoor style knives you're gonna find. So let's turn this around. Let's take a look at it from above because I am really, really impressed with this knife. Guys, when Savannah, aka Swags, said she was going to send a bunch of stuff, I don't know what I was expecting from Rosecraft. I'd never seen other stuff, but I definitely wasn't expecting something like this. This is the ADJUTA, and this is done in ARRPM 9, either a brown burlap or canvas micarta, I'm not sure which, steel frame lock. And I put this in my pocket yesterday. So yesterday was first day in pockets. This is, I just wasn't able to film it. This really, really surprised me. Now, I have to apologize to Hawk and Rose, the designer, and Swags. I was not thinking that I was going to like this as much as I did because I thought I was going to have problems with the narrowness of it when cutting. So I had this in pocket and I did a lot of cutting. And I have to say, this screams through cardboard and wood and everything I put it through. I thought that this was going to pick up some hot spots and some heavier cutting. Really did not. Beautifully shaped blade that comes down to a relatively thin behind the edge, but still robust edge grind. You can see it's not that ultra thin behind the edge, but it transitions beautifully. I have not had to resharpen this yet. I didn't have to hone it. All I did was strop this on a little bit of cardboard after cutting up a bunch of cardboard, bunch of wood, but it cuts really, really well. You've got these big ambidextrous thumb studs that are just in the right position. Ooh, that's a little stiff. You can reverse flick off of them and thumb flip off of them really, really well. And you've got good access. A lot of times with thumb studs, I run into the issue, and you've heard me talk about it, where thumb studs wind up being really close, and therefore they have to be, you know, you have to really pay attention to where you put your thumb. I don't do that. I've got plenty of space for my big old mitts to get in there and on that. And this nice area here just gives you a good feel in hand and a forward leaning angle. There's been a couple knives that have come in. You've heard me talk about it on this one, where that forward angle, that curvature from tip to heel gives you a very aggressive cut, either in a draw cut or a push cut. It just aligns itself so well to the cuts because you can just precision get it on there and just have all of that steep angle to power through. And like I said, came really sharp. I probably am going to have to resharpen it here soon because I did do a bunch of wood cutting and I was doing some aggressive cutting to see how the edge would hold up. And you can kind of see that I did get a couple little tiny, let's see if I can find them on here. There are a couple little tiny chips in that edge. You can see one right there. There's one right there. But I was cutting wood and doing things that you're going to do with an outdoor knife, which this absolutely is. The micarta is beautiful on it. It's not polished up to a point where you're going to lose traction on it, but I am losing autofocus, so hang on. I don't know what goes on with that. It just does that every once in a while. So yeah, the brown micarta, like I said, burlap or canvas, not sure 100% which. I'm reaching out to Swags to get a spec sheet on this. Is really well done. It's attractively finished, but not super polished. So you still have really good traction. And then beautiful pivot collars on this to give you that nice anodized touch on it. And if you guys like lanyard holes, you've got a lanyard post if you want to use a lanyard, but you don't have a big ugly hole. And the last thing I wanted to say, there's a couple negative things I will say about it here just in a second. But this pocket clip, I was afraid I wasn't going to like this pocket clip, but this pocket clip is really comfortable in hand. And I think it's because it's nice and broad, so it doesn't act like a hot spot. You can feel it in your hand, but it's not real thin, so it doesn't dig into your hand. But what it does do is it drops nice and deep in your pocket. So if you're wanting to carry this with another knife, you can carry this in the forward part of your pocket up close to the zipper and have it drop in, and it's not at all uncomfortable. And like I said, it's just a really good looking knife at the price point. Now, With the good, there's always a little bit of bad. So, but first, Coffee Brand Coffee, they currently are running a sale for Father's Day where they're doing Father's Day gift boxes. You can use my coupon code right now to save 5% on it. They are doing awesome roasted on-demand coffee delivered to your door. It's some of the best coffee you're going to find. And it is a completely apolitical company. So, you know, we're looking at the stuff that's going on at Bud Light, some of the other companies. Don't have to worry about that from them. So, all right. The negative stuff is really, really minor. This is one of the few knives that I've had that the difference in material from side to side, I can feel that weight. So in hand, it feels a little off balance. This side feels a little lighter than the other. If they had maybe done a little bit of weight reduction in this and milled out some pockets in this steel frame, you'd have a lot less weight. But I do know that this is a fairly budget knife, and you doing that, you're going to add more machining time and stuff like that. I would like to see this maybe in a full liner lock configuration. As much as I like how much access you do have to the lock bar, with that much access, they could have gotten away with just leaving this just the same thickness and then maybe just chamfering it a little bit. That's a little thin, and it just feels odd when you're disengaging the lock. You've got good access. They didn't need to remove that much material on both sides of that. I think it would have worked a little bit better, and disengagement of the lock would have been a little easier if there was more material on this side, so you didn't have to feel like you're pushing as hard. And then the final thing is, I do love the ambidextrous thumb studs. However, they are a little tall, and a couple times they've caught on the top of the pocket, especially when I had it, like you guys know, I change pants a couple times a day to check in and out of pocket. The reinforced pockets on a pair of 511s, it wanted to try to wave off of it. I would like to have seen these to be a little less high profile, maybe a little rounder, or maybe a little shorter before they started their transition. So just, you know, leave the volcano top on it, but don't make the entire thumb stud so tall. So that's basically only things I've got on that that's negative. As far as cutting, it's great. We'll do the full review on this. This is going to spend a good bit of time in pocket. I do like this knife a lot. So guys, that's it on this one. Let's turn this around and do some final thoughts and send you back out about your day.
Yo guys, I mean, there's not much else to say. It's just a very, very good all-around knife. And the micarta on it, Swag sent me the thing from the time I filmed the video till I'm doing the outro. This is brown burlap micarta. It is in ARPM 9. I really, really like this knife a lot, especially at the price. You just almost can't beat it. So there's stuff that I've noticed since I filmed it that we'll talk about in the full review that are good things that I didn't note here. So we'll talk about it as the review process continues. I want to give a quick announcement. I am planning on reviving the Peanut Butter and Pickles podcast on my own. Purple Heart Barbecue, I don't know if he wants to be part of it or not, but I'm going to do it on my Rumble channel. It's going to be separate of this channel, just be something different. I'm going to make its own channel for it. Guys, that's it on this one. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. Please try to tell me why I can't change content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, a lot of ways. Coffee Brand Coffee, channel sponsor, talked about it. I also have Tempered Trails, another sponsor. They share a coupon code of Crazy Sharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, Crazy Sharp, saves you 5% at checkout. It's built into the Coffee Brand Coffee one. Definitely apolitical. Companies that are not getting involved in the culture war, they're not going to do. You don't have to worry about the Bud Light effect on them. I have an Amazon store. You can find it down in the description. Just take that link, pin it to your browser, do any shopping you're wanting to do on Amazon with my link. It supports the channel. I get a little bit of it at checkout. It doesn't cost you anything. And if instead of dropping super chats and live feeds or dropping super thanks on videos, what I really like you guys to do is join my membership. It's all tier based. There's 3 tiers. Everyone has access to the Gilded server where we goof off and we hang out. The baseline and premium tier guys are entered into giveaways where I give away stuff like this, quality merchandise, that's separate of the giveaways I do on YouTube. They're automatically entered into that. And the premium tier guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series here on YouTube behind that paywall. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I'll see you in the next video.